Yo, what is up, guys? I'm back. Sorry for the delay between the videos, but as you know, I was in Mexico at another wedding. I think that's number 500 of the year for me. It's been too many weddings. It's been too many weddings. You're gonna get to an age where all your friends just start getting married, and they all just decide
what
to
is
do
up,
it at
guys?
the same
I'm
time,
back.
and they all decide
Sorry
to
for the
make
delay
it a
between the
destination
videos,
wedding.
but as you know, I was in Mexico
it was beautiful.
at
It was
another
fun, but it was far.
wedding.
I'm
I think that's
exhausted,
number
and I actually
500
leave to Dubai
of the
on
year
Monday
for
the
me.
crypto fights.
It's
I mean,
been
we
too
go to
many
crypto
weddings.
fights.
It's been too
Ansa
many weddings. You're going to
versus
get to an
Bitcoin.
age where all your friends just start getting
Absolute
married, and they
wild.
all
Probably
just
the
decide to do it at the
biggest
same
event
time, and they all
so I'm
decide
really
to make
looking forward
it a
to that. As
destination
usual,
wedding.
Your boy will be doing his best Joe
Yeah,
Rogan
it was beautiful.
impression,
It was fun, but it was
ringside,
far. I'm
commentating
exhausted,
with
and
the
I
legend
actually
and
leave
Crowla.
to Dubai
So it should
on
be a lot
Monday
of
for the crypto
fun.
fights.
If
I'm
you're
going to be
in
going to the
Dubai,
crypto
let
fights.
the
We've
boy
got
know. We'd love to
Ansem
link up
versus
with you. I'll be there for a little
BitBoy. Going to
bit.
be absolutely
Other than that,
wild.
let's
Should
get into
probably
the
be the
charts.
biggest
Not
event
a
yet.
ton has happened.
So I'm really looking forward to
over the
that.
last,
As usual,
little
your
bit in
boy will
terms
be
of
doing his best
movement.
Joe Rogan impression,
Bitcoin came
ringside,
down.
commentating with the legend and
right? So when we
Crowla.
were,
So should be a lot of fun. If you're in Dubai, let your boy know. Would love to link up with you. I'll be there for a little bit.
You know, we're
Other
showing
than that,
a
let's
little
get
bit
into
of
the
weakness,
charts.
right? So we had the sweep
Not
up
a
here.
ton has happened over the last little bit in terms of
like a lot
movement.
Of people, including me, were
You know,
just staring
Bitcoin
at this
came
thing,
down.
waiting for it to
I
tick to
talked about a
100K.
pullback, right? So when we were, I don't know if I was gone already
made
when I had made this
sense
tweet, but we were trading up here,
right?
and we were showing a little bit of weakness, right? So we had the sweep up here. We just teased below 100K. Like a lot of people, including me, were just staring at this thing, waiting for it to tick to 100K. So
and we got a pullback. Now,
what
did I say?
Made sense to
instead of trying to
tease
short,
it, right? To not actually hit the level.
Very tempting to
and that's exactly what it did, right? So a lot of us were sitting waiting. Then we got this little bearish shift in structure here, right? So sweep,
we're still in
break
a
in
massive
structure,
uptrend here,
and we got a pullback. Now, what did I say? I said, instead of trying to short, right? Because it's very tempting. Very tempting to short. You want to catch the top. Maybe you've missed this move. You want to short it. You want it to go to zero. You're upset. You're angry. You're sidelined.
That this is not.
We're still in a massive uptrend.
We're not going to be
right? We're still in a massive uptrend here. So you cannot lose sight of the greater
if you
picture.
Feel like there's some
the high time frame trend is still up
to short,
on every discernible time frame. So don't let anyone try and convince you that this is not an uptrend and that we're not going to be trading well past $100,000 in my opinion in the near future.
And then try to find longs.
If you feel like there's some weakness, if you feel the urge to short,
so what happened?
Use that as an opportunity
back a little
to
deeper
get
than I was
into
expecting.
longs that you may have missed. Right? So I said, if we're going to drop, you're much better off looking for where the drop might end,
all the way back up to
and then trying to find longs than you are trying to short things. Right?
What happened?
And so what happened? We got a pullback. We came back a little deeper than I was expecting. I initially had marked off like 94K.
The 29th.
So we came a little deeper. We came and tapped this 12-hour order block, and then what happened? We bounced all the way back up to this new 12-hour order block where we're now finding a little bit of resistance. But what happened during this price leg here?
BTC pair is
right? What happened from the 26th of November till the 29th?
Was bullish and
Ethereum happened, right? So remember, I always say this in my videos, right? If you want to bid an altcoin, the best time to bid it is when you find an altcoin where the alt BTC pair is bullish and Bitcoin is at support. ETH was bullish and at support.
Rather than trying to short from here to here,
Bitcoin dumped into support, Ethereum dumped into support, and Ethereum ripped, and it outperformed Bitcoin to the upside. It's actually outperforming it still right now. So that was kind of the main play of that last week, but this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Rather than trying to short from here to here, say, okay, where is Bitcoin going to stop selling off? Maybe here. Look for that area, try and find that support. And then what coins do I want to be bidding? Going through your list, Solana, ETH, PopCap, WIF, Doge, whatever the coin was that you wanted to bid. In this case, ETH was one of the strongest movers, and that's where you're going to get those opportunities to, if you missed, this move from here to here, during this dump, the resulting bounce had plenty of rips on altcoins that were as big, if not bigger, than this Bitcoin move. So when you feel like you're missing out, you have FOMO, the market's going up without me, I can't buy Bitcoin here, it's too high. But then you're gifted a dip like this. This is the biggest dip we've had since we broke all-time high. This was the biggest dip right into support. And a bunch of altcoins printed primo long setups. It's up to you to be in the charts, looking for those setups, finding the coins that are going to give you those opportunities. And that's going to allow you to catch up and make up for maybe some of the moves that you've missed.
This is either going to be resistance, it's going to send us back down.
Ripped.
And we're going to form some sort of
from here to here.
Right? So
now we're into some resistance on Bitcoin. And I posted 2 charts today. I think Bitcoin's going to do one of 2 things here, personally.
To continue to run.
This is either going to be resistance, it's going to send us back down here, and we're going to form some sort of range here.
Dominance continues to roll over.
The good news about that range is it's probably going to be very fertile grounds for alts to continue to run. We're going to see lots of altcoins go up a lot more if Bitcoin goes sideways and Bitcoin dominance continues to roll over. We're seeing ETH, BTC, which is just the inverse of Bitcoin dominance, basically. Go up. We're seeing ETH go up right now, where Bitcoin is slightly down.
With leverage,
so that would be good for alts. Now,
if
Bitcoin pulls all the way back here in a big red candle and then bounces, right, you're probably going to get a decent correction on alts, right? So yeah, we got a big bounce here, but this was also a big correction.
I think that's going to be
so you got to be aware of that, right? If you're long with leverage and Bitcoin does pull back into the low 90s, we might get another correction on altcoins. But if it's able to kind of maintain this range low
between 90
and chop around here, I think that's going to be the best case scenario for altcoins to continue to rally. Maybe we'll see a new Solana all-time high. Maybe we'll see Ethereum push to $4,000 if Bitcoin stays kind of between 90, in this 98K range that's going to form here, right?
Absolutely flew.
And I'm just talking about Bitcoin or so like there's ton of alts that ripped and did very well. Like I know RNDR
rode it all the way to 50
off that down
and all the way back down. And took
a lot of these AI
but
coins,
now it's ripping, right? So a
lot
of these AI coins are starting to
my baby OXO, right? I remember I posted this one for you guys at 10 cents
on Bitcoin.
Rode it all the way to 50 and all the way back down. And took 0 profit, but now it's ripping, right? So a lot of these AI coins are starting to catch a bit.
The 26th November right here.
Another one, right? So where's that low on Bitcoin?
So again, how do you get into this?
November 26th.
I'm looking for Bitcoin to pull back.
And you look at some of these coins here, right? Where did they bottom?
Go through your list of altcoins.
Here's the 26th of November right here.
There's a fair value.
This thing's up 40%. So again, how do you get into this? Okay, well, I'm looking for Bitcoin to pull back. I want to find Bitcoin hit support. Go through your list of altcoins.
DEAI came down into support.
There's a fair value gap on the 12-hour.
And then it outperformed.
There's a 12-hour bullish swing failure pattern precisely at the moment that Bitcoin hit support.
So if you're looking for
DEAI came down into support here and held.
Like, okay, I missed this Bitcoin move. I missed this move. These
Bitcoin,
are
Ethereum, Solana,
not everything, but on those corrections.
A ton of shit.
Don't worry so much right now about
so if you're looking for opportunities, those asymmetric opportunities where you're like, okay, I missed this Bitcoin move, I missed this move. These are available and they're plentiful on those corrections. Don't worry so much right now about trying to short. Use those pullbacks in Bitcoin as opportunities to find altcoins that might run harder on the bounce. And so we really saw that
Desync is another one I hold.
Some of these alts here, right?
This made
specifically, a lot of my AI banks did very well. So DEAI is one of them. This is like 40%.
200% move, unbelievable. Beam, which I've been in for fucking
Desync
ever.
is another one I hold.
Right? 30%. All of these
this
coins
made a new all-time high. It went up 25%.
Harder than
OXO,
Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, with
200% move, unbelievable.
Right? So
Beam, which I've been in for fucking ever.
You just got to take 30%.
The all of these coins bounced out of the bottom harder than Bitcoin, ETH, Solana,
30% off the low.
Doge,
still looks good. Still pushing higher.
So there's tons of opportunities. You just got to take time to go through the charts and say, okay, what are these coins like we're on to?
Bid Bitcoin. I don't want to buy Bitcoin.
30% off the low, still looks good, still pushing higher.
Go through your altcoin list.
Right, so you need to be taking the time to say, okay, Bitcoin's in support. So this is where I would bid Bitcoin. I don't want to buy Bitcoin though. I want to go find something that's going to be higher beta.
USDT.
Go through your altcoin list. Look at that altcoin versus BTC versus ETH versus SOL. So let's use DEAI as an example because it went up a ton. So we're going to take DEAI USDT.P and we're going to divide it by
instead of ETH on top,
Ethereum.
it's DEAI.
We're going to divide it by BTC
just picking a coin at random.
So this is the exact same chart as FBTC.
Potentially forming the beginnings
but instead
of
ETH on top, it's DEAI.
So if this is able to break out here,
this
is going to be a sign of continued outperformance for the
this is
DEAI
potentially
Bitcoin,
forming the beginnings of an uptrend here.
The denominator. It's no different than
so if this is able to break out here, this is going to be a sign of continued outperformance for the
right?
DEAI
so
over
that's
Bitcoin.
The kind of
the
stuff you want to be
numerator
looking
over
for.
the
We can also
denominator.
look
It's
at
no
this
different than if
any
ETH-BTC is doing this. ETH, the numerator, is outperforming the denominator, right?
Sol.
So that's the kind of stuff you want to be looking for. We can also look at this against any assets. Let's do this.
Like? Is it going to look more bullish
against
DEAI?
Sol. Okay, or against ETH. Okay, well, is it gonna? What do you think? What do you reckon this chart's gonna look like? Is it gonna look more bullish?
Bitcoin, but this still outperformed ETH.
DEAI.
So this still went up.
BTC
right?
or less?
Still went up.
I'm going to say less because I know ETH outperformed Bitcoin, but this still outperformed ETH. So this still went up, right? Still went up.
ETH on the bounce.
More than ETH.
But it went up even more against Bitcoin. If you remember the Bitcoin pair, it was trading all the way at this high.
More.
And then you could do flashbang.
On the
bounce.
bounce.
Of those a video now.
But it went up even more against Bitcoin. Because if you remember the Bitcoin pair, it was trading all the way at this high.
You're focused on your portfolio.
And then you can do flashbang. I do one of those a video now. You can do this again against Solana. So if those are your three base chains that you're focused on, your portfolio is BTC, ETH, and Sol.
And you can imagine.
Anytime you're considering long in an altcoin, you need to compare against BTC, ETH, and Sol.
And it outperformed Sol
so we'll go over
more
here.
than it outperformed ETH. So what
and you
would,
can imagine,
by this logic, Sol
similar to Bitcoin chart, this outperformed Sol, and it outperformed Sol more than it outperformed ETH. So what would, by this logic, Sol
outperform
ETH
Solana
look like
on this most recent move? So if you're trying to find
asymmetric
opportunities, if you're trying to find higher
you
beta plays both on the long and short side,
outperformed Solana on this most recent move. So if you're trying to find asymmetric opportunities, if you're trying to find higher beta plays both on the long and short side, I suggest you primarily focus on the long side. This is how you do it. Cross-market analysis. This is how you find the fastest horse.
This is how I
do it. You always hear people talking about rotating in between coins. What's the fastest horse out of the bottom? This is how you do it.
Right?
This is how I do it, at least by comparing the assets against each other. Some people will use a chart where they have all of the coins as line charts against each other, right? And they're looking at it that way. However you want to visualize it is up to you. But this makes the most sense to me because I just think of it like ETH BTC. If ETH BTC is bullish, ETH is stronger than Bitcoin. ETH BTC is bearish, Bitcoin is stronger than ETH. That can mean ETH is going to go up more than Bitcoin.
Doesn't mean that the market's going up.
It also means ETH might go down less than Bitcoin if the market's trading down. Right? So if ETH BTC is bullish, doesn't mean that the market's going up. It just means ETH is stronger. So if the market goes up, ETH goes up more. If the market goes down, ETH goes down less. And the inverse for if ETH BTC is bearish. You can do this for all coins, all assets, all the time. Your meme coins, whatever you want. Right? So like a very interesting chart
a lot of people probably still think WIF is the premier coin of the cycle.
Right? So, according to
the number one dog.
Twitter, right? A lot of people probably still think WIF is the premier coin of the cycle for dogs.
Doge is up.
Right? This is the number one dog
since the start of October.
But Doge basically has been shit kicking WIF since the start of October.
Versus
Doge is up way more than WIF since the start of October. WIF has been underperforming massively.
You
can also look at
obvious
WIF
here based on this
versus
chart that
Bonk.
WIF was the leader
so
for the start of the year.
what dog coin do you want to be in?
Bonk has been doing better since then.
Well, very obvious here based on this chart that WIF was the leader for the start of the year.
You see an opportunity
Bonk has been doing better since then.
Right? Oh, Bitcoin's an obvious area.
So this is the kind of shit you need to be doing. Every time you see an opportunity to bid Bitcoin, right? Oh, Bitcoin's an obvious area here. I'm going to assume the uptrend's going to continue. Go dig through your altcoins. Start doing that cross-market analysis. And that's how you're going to catch those coins where you go, how the hell did this one go up so much more than the coin I was in?
Looking at
by doing that kind of analysis. So, anyways, that was a large tangent there.
Opportunities for alts.
Looking at Bitcoin here, I think two things can happen, right? We're either going to range between here, and again, that means opportunities for alts. So everything I just talked about there is relevant here. You can go and try and say, okay, well, Bitcoin's going to go sideways. What altcoins do I want to be looking to potentially long? They're going to be ones that are outperforming Bitcoin. So you insert your altcoin here, and if Bitcoin's going sideways,
right?
And this fraction is in an uptrend. The altcoin you're in versus USD is probably going to be going up.
The other option here
is
that
it's not
Bitcoin
probably, it will be. Math.
Right? So if Bitcoin is able to break
the other option here is that Bitcoin pushes high.
Effectively turn this
so
into
Bitcoin is able to break above.
So if we get above here, I think you just wait for the
which would then effectively turn this into a 12-hour breaker.
Consolidation's high.
So if we get above here, I think you just wait for the consolidation above. If it breaks above that consolidation's high, I think you just long that with a stop here.
Well, very good
chance. Because then there's a good chance Bitcoin's going to put in another leg.
Very good chance.
But what does that mean for your altcoins? Well, very good chance ETTC makes a new low. Very good chance Bitcoin dominance makes a new high. And a lot of your alt BTC pairs get wrecked. So that's what you got to be worried about here if you're heavily allocated to altcoins. Is Bitcoin dominance top?
Is this it?
AKA is BTC bottom?
Like, is this it? Or does it have one more stab down?
Right?
If Bitcoin trades up to 100,
like, is this it?
110,000?
Or does it have one more stab down? Because if Bitcoin trades up to 100 and 510,000,
and then
this is just going to do this.
Look like the bottom for 2 weeks.
Just like it did here. Look like the bottom for 2 weeks, and then new lows. Look like the bottom for 2 weeks, new lows. So if Bitcoin rallies again, this is going to roll over.
Make a fresh high.
Bitcoin dominance.
Was this the top? Briefly made a new high. Is this the top?
It's going to make a fresh high.
Right? So that's what will happen if Bitcoin takes another rally.
Is this the top?
Which means
briefly.
the alts will probably take a backseat
that's what will happen if Bitcoin takes another rally. Which means the alts will probably take a backseat again. So that's going to be what I'm watching over the next coming days. Is what is Bitcoin doing here? Is it going to go sideways? Best case scenario for alts to continue to rally. Or is it going to break up? And then good chance alts take a backseat. Bitcoin makes another leg. And then maybe we get some sort of correction and consolidation on Bitcoin, and alts have their fun again.
Came up into this H12 order block.
So looking at the low time frame here on Bitcoin, we came up into this H12 order block here.
And now we're retesting.
We took out this high
bullish order block here,
and now we're retesting.
So very simply,
this potential bullish order block here on the H4.
I think there's a good chance.
So very simply,
goes and makes
if we hold here,
a new all-time high.
I think there's a good chance that Bitcoin goes and makes a new all-time high, and
if we
very likely hits 100K.
This H4 bullish order block.
If we
this then
lose
a breaker,
this H4 bullish order block,
and then we probably
this
take
then becomes
lows,
a breaker,
we probably maybe
bearish
even
breaker,
fill in down to here,
and then we probably take out these lows.
Right? It's
we probably maybe even fill in down to here, and then we got to see, right? It's going to come down here. Is it going to bounce and range? That's great for alts. The third scenario, which I didn't really post, because who wants to talk about the ultra bearish scenario?
Forming a larger sell-off here.
This is actually,
and we're going to come in and we're going to fill in
a larger sell-off here.
This fair value gap,
and we're going to come in and we're going to fill in.
Right, we have two fair value gaps.
Fair value gap here.
This one.
Right, we have two fair value gaps here. This one.
And if you are a bull.
And this one here.
Like a real big bull.
If
I don't
you
think
are
you want
a bull,
either of these really to get
like
filled
a real
in.
big bull,
Definitely not
I don't
this
think
one.
you want
Definitely
either of these
want this
really to
lower
get
one.
filled in.
This is
Definitely
kind of
not
like
this one.
gap.
Definitely don't want this
so
lower
this is the
one.
Gap
this is kind of like your breakaway gap.
I don't really
want
this
is the gap that led to the breakout.
Like this gap.
I don't really want us coming back here if we're super bullish. Like this gap, in my opinion, should stay untouched for a very long time. However, this one isn't really out of the question of getting tagged. So if we are going to get a larger sell-off here,
we get that larger pullback,
right? Perhaps,
and then it bounces here,
we get that larger pullback, and then it bounces here, and if it puts in like another lower high,
just for fun.
Right? So I'll just do some chart art here, just for fun. Right? So you get this,
right?
Sells off through here, right?
Boom. Forms another bearish order block
retest,
here.
boom.
Sells off
forms
again.
Another bearish order block here.
Fill in some
sells
of this.
off again.
Take out
maybe
these lows
we will
here.
fill in some of this.
Right.
Take out
and
these
again,
lows
that
here.
Is,
right.
Yeah, there's going to be a short opportunity here.
Yeah, there's going to be a short opportunity here,
or something like that you could
down
absolutely
like
take.
from here,
but if we are
going
to get a substantial correction,
but if we are going to get a substantial correction
sub-90s into the
down
low 80s,
into the sub-90s into the low 80s,
not as an opportunity short, maybe I'll take a short.
Not as an opportunity short, maybe I'll take a short. But as an opportunity to say, okay, where's this thing going to bottom? I want to get some longs.
Even if we come all the way down here, I still
even if we come all the way down here, I still think this results in higher prices before the end of the year, or early next year. So because that's only like a month away.
So I still want to have that high time
so
frame.
I still want to have that high time frame bull bias. Right. So again, just like here,
crazy long.
Where ETH was a crazy long.
OXO.
DEAI, OXO.
AI tokens were crazy
Render, all these AI tokens were crazy long.
I want to do the same shit here. I want to go
do the same shit here. I want to go find which altcoins are coming in support, which ones look good against Bitcoin, and I want to bid those because those are going to be the highest performers on that next bounce.
Those are kind of, I guess, the three scenarios
those are kind of, I guess, the three scenarios I'm watching. I don't know which one's going to happen. Right? That's the thing about trading. I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of people who are going to say,
this happened, therefore this has to happen.
This happened, therefore this has to happen. I operate on if this,
then that. And that's what I've given you here.
And that's what I've given you here. If we hold here, I think the likelihood of us making a new high is pretty strong.
If we fail to hold here,
I think the likelihood of us trading down here is pretty strong. And I'm just going to make decisions based on if this happens, then I do that. If this happens, then I do that. That's all I do. So as much as I drew out,
oh, we do this. Boom, bearish order block. Like imagine if this
plays out perfectly.
I'm gonna come back to this stream.
I'm gonna clip the fuck out of this. I'm gonna say, oh my god, Trader Mayne is so smart and he has so much foresight. He's like Nostradamus. He's so handsome. And his neck isn't even as big as people make fun of him for. I'm gonna do that because I have clearly deep-seated needs for approval, but that doesn't make me money.
Right? I
have that deep-seated, probably from some childhood trauma, need for clout. I need that. There's a clout goblin. He lives inside me, and he must feed. But that doesn't make me any money, right? What makes me money is if all this is going to play out, am I prepared to get long here? Do I have a plan of action? If this is going to play out, we're going to sell off from here to here, which is a big sell-off. Am I de-risking? Am I shorting? Am I hedging? Do I have a plan? It's fine to draw out 50 fucking squiggles. Are you executing? Are you prepared? Right? That's how you're going to maximize the amount of money you can make and minimize the amount of FOMO you feel because you're going to be ready. You're going to have a plan. So we got to see what happens on Bitcoin here. You know, for the bulls, ideally we want to hold here. I think you probably want to reclaim this high. Because if we sell off down below here, right? I do think alts probably pull back, and then once Bitcoin starts ranging, there's probably going to be some good alts longs. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't want to get way too far ahead of myself yet. I'm already 20 minutes into the video, and I've only talked about Bitcoin. Ethereum. Again, I posted this ages ago. It's going to 4,000. Right? You had the deviation. We've now closed back above the mid-range here. So any sort of pullbacks here on ETH, if you get them, it's a long to 4K. There's no doubt in my mind that this is going higher. There's a weekly order block that is now going to be forming here right at the mid-range. So if we do get some sort of larger correction on Bitcoin, any sort of dips back towards the mid-range on ETH, I think are just a long target at
least 4K. But personally, like I think ETH is going to at least 2x, right? Even from right here, like I think a 2x on ETH is not crazy at all. Like I don't think that's crazy at all for it to go to, sorry, I didn't mean to go 10K there. Right, to go to 7,000, like I don't think that's a crazy target for ETH at the end of this cycle. Like Bitcoin's at almost 100K. Like pretty sure ETH gets somewhere close to 10, maybe not 10, but maybe it gets to 7 or 8 or 9. So I think if you're looking for like a pretty safe, comfortable 2x that you can get in with size, I think it's Ethereum, and maybe you enter on the pullback, maybe you don't get a pullback. I don't know, but like to me, let's assume it pulls back to the mid-range. Like, that's a really, even to $6,000, like that's a really good risk-reward return. Like, I don't know. You could even have your stop all the way down here, and you're still going to double your money, right? So, yeah, that's my view on ETH. Solana, like, I think should be gearing up for a new all-time high. Like, I like how we have this sweep here into the daily demand. Swept this low out. We're back above it. So it's grinding here at this fair value gap on the 12 hours. So you have this fair value gap here, right? From this to this. It's grinding in it here. But once it flips this, assuming it does, this should go make a proper all-time high run, because this was not like a very significant all-time high, right? Like here's all-time high right here. Let me just get this fakakta thing. Here we go. Right, there's your all-time high right there. Like that's not a real all-time high run. Like I'm talking, I want Solana to trade to 300. So I think that, again, depending on what Bitcoin does, you got to be cognizant of all those other factors, blah, blah, blah. But that's what we're looking for on Solana here. Hopefully that's enough of a pullback, right? So we ran all-time high, pulled back fucking, over 10%. Hopefully that's enough juice to give us that next leg. And really what you want to see Bitcoin do for things like Solana to get that move and ETH to continue higher is not go up aggressively. So if you're long biased on alts, the worst thing that can happen right now is Bitcoin making a very aggressive move up or down. All right. The best case scenario is Bitcoin kind of just chops around. All right. So I'm sorry I didn't go into more coins here, but I want to just get something out. And this video is already almost 30 minutes. I'm back for a few days and then I go to Dubai, but I will have my laptop in Dubai. I was in Mexico. I was at a wedding. I was drinking. Dubai, I'll be working more. So I'll get some more videos, but I'll definitely get at least one more video, maybe a live stream tomorrow or Sunday before I leave for you guys. But yeah, I hope everyone had an amazing Thanksgiving. The YouTube views have been growing, so thank you so much for following me on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. So if you're not following me in those places, I'm at Trader Mayne everywhere. Really appreciate all the love. Engagement on Twitter has been awesome. I hope everyone had a blessed and relaxing Thanksgiving. Hope everyone's making money and you're happy and you're healthy and you got to spend some time with your family, regardless of where you live or if you celebrate Thanksgiving or not. I hope everyone's just doing good. And I will talk to you all very soon. Peace out.